Through the videos, many players became aware of PREUSSEN and applied. Each new player was told that PREUSSEN expect members to upgrade all bases to level 5 and to always set flags. Also, the special risk of BIGREDONE attacking home bases was pointed out. If someone didn't find this too tricky, they were asked to write their player name in a comment below the video and then apply in-game. Anyone who couldn't do that simply wasn't included.
Wir sind einfach zu schwach.
We had too many applications anyway. Every new member naturally expects to get one or more bases right away. Since all the opponent's bases are well developed, we can only take a limited number of bases each day. Therefore, only a limited number of new recruits makes sense for us. On days when we found many bases without flags, we sometimes made very fast progress. On other days, we sometimes took only one base. Flags make quite a difference. In comments below the videos, I was asked to summarize the tips I give our new members for getting a lot done in the game with very little gold. While I show excerpts from the ongoing conquests of these days, here is a summary of the essential tips. Always upgrade border bases to level 5. Higher levels do not improve the defense of the base, only its attack power and range. Level 5 with flags makes a base with 24 or more defense towers strong enough to hold until our troops arrive to defend it. In the safe interior of our settlement area, a small player can sometimes upgrade his base to only level 2. Flags are then also a must, because level 2 only holds long enough with flags. Otherwise, a few bombers could quickly destroy the base. Always set flags. If you have only little gold available, you should limit yourself to 5 bases plus your home base. The flags set at these 5 bases will then bring more gold in the weekly quest than they cost. Expand production in the home base to the maximum. Given that the home base is not constantly destroyed by the opponents, this is a very worthwhile investment, since the 2 free accelerators for steel and aluminum are then particularly effective. Take advantage of the discounted production every day. Scorpion tanks are quite excellent and extremely cheap cannon fodder. With the daily 50 Scorpion tanks, any small player can effectively support the Alliance in their attacks. Even after the first 50, the Scorpion tank remains so cheap that it is at least worth completing the group you have started. The T-55 tanks are also suitable as cannon fodder. Small players without gold should do without river bases, airports and train bases, because the military points and group limits will mostly not be enough for their sensible use. Tank bases and heli bases are the right choice, but the latter are in high demand and therefore limited. You don't need resource accelerators to use cannon fodder in your team. If you don't use gold for resource accelerators, you can get by with very little gold. Do neither build side towers nor detectors nor jammers. These upgrades are not recoverable at a discount in case a base is lost. In addition, these extras are extremely expensive. If you do without them, you can achieve a lot with very little gold. Leave the construction of cranes to the big players with more gold. A group limit expansion building can be a pleasant, sensible luxury to indulge in if your budget allows it. Expand energy and military points by building in conquered bases. Do not use the home base for this purpose if there is a risk that it will be constantly destroyed by the opponents. Basically, investing in power plants and military administration is always worthwhile. With active scouting, even a small player helps the alliance a lot. Then, at agreed times, for joint attacks, if possible, always be online. This then also puts the player in pole position when it comes to awarding the conquered base. Always cash in the daily rewards for destroying the opponent's units or base defenses. With these resources, you can then build many ML60s as cannon fodder and support them even better. Beyond these 10 points, I still use the instant resources every 3 days and a production base on another map for myself. I spent 60 euros once at the beginning of this video series, and during the critical phase of our battles I loaded up 10 euros every now and then to get the 90 million instant resources more often. So the game is relatively cheap even if you take as many bases as I did. It's all a matter of self-discipline. The special importance of helibases in base attack force has already come up several times. Because of the high demand, we were attacking helibases with flags every now and then. Simply everyone wanted to be able to build helicopters. The many new players forced us to take many new bases. Some of them grew rapidly, for example Pecco. Here you can see one of his first bases. As we progressed, he grew faster than me on map 24 and soon had even more bases than me. Meanwhile, our opponents were building mostly defensive troops and parking them next to their bases. This is not an effective deterrent. Units are almost ineffective if the associated player isn't online. One exception was the left highway where our home bases still were located. There, Art of War lurked with numerous offensive groups to repeatedly raid the home bases of our smallest players. This remained a constant nuisance. Unfortunately, the bases never held long enough to get defenses troops there. On the other hand, we couldn't park our troops there all the time because we needed them to conquer the map quickly. The next episodes of this video series will show whether we really succeeded or whether Big Red One was able to turn the tables.